Hi, I'm Holly from the Word Association. We run free writing courses for underrepresented and marginalised groups that result in published anthologies of work and book launches where participants can perform their own work. In this video, I'll be talking about building your writing practice. I'll ask you several questions to really get you thinking about moving forward with your writing, with the idea being that you pause the video at each point and the point of each question to answer in your own time before resuming the video. This means you can work completely at your own pace. For this video, you'll need your diary as well as your usual pen and paper. For anyone interested in working with us or joining one of our courses, these videos will give you a flavour of what we do. We also hope they'll be useful resources for our current participants. We are very grateful to the Arts Council England for their generosity and support in funding this project. So this video is all about your writing practice and building it, which is all about making a solid commitment. Firstly, you need to make a promise to yourself that you will commit to your writing and will continue to embrace your creativity. This is an exercise that we covered in the Getting Started or Approaching the Blank Page session. If you haven't done this already, you may like to try it now. If you did this a few weeks ago, you may like to write a new one now. Keeping these things fresh and interesting will help you to keep your enthusiasm high. So you're basically going to write a promise to yourself. Your vow should be short, succinct and to the point. Ideally, you'll write it up nicely and place it somewhere where you'll see it. Now you need to realistically think about what you want to achieve from writing and how you're going to get there. Do you want to write a novel within a year? Do you simply want to spend more time writing and editing your poetry? Would you like to perform more or at higher profile gigs? Or even perform for the very first time? Perhaps you'd like to enter a poetry slam or develop your own one-person show or write a play. Having a definite endpoint is crucial. If you simply want to write more, then give yourself a set goal. Maybe you'd like to write 10 new poems in the next 10 weeks. Once you have a definite goal, decide how much time you need to commit to it each week and make it happen. So book it in right now. Rather than trying to snatch moments between work and family commitments or waiting for the muse to strike, give yourself a set writing time. Something that people you live with can be informed of and will respect. If you live alone, tell someone about your commitment. It'll help you to stick to it. It means they can check in with your progress, and it may also inspire them in turn to spend some time doing something they'd love to do. We are all guilty of putting our needs last on the list, so now's the time to change that. You might simply start with 2 hours a week. Book them in right now. So where and when do you write best? Do you need complete privacy? Do you need to be at home behind a closed door? Do you need the hubbub of a busy cafe? If you aren't sure of this yet, you might like to mix it up each week and try new approaches. There's nothing neat to say that you need expensive notebooks and brand new pens to write. Most seasoned writers will write on absolutely anything and anywhere. However, if buying yourself a brand new pad specifically for this project feels right, it might help to keep you on track. So go back to your diary and book in a date for a few weeks into the project when you're going to share your work with someone else. Ideally, this will be someone you know and trust really well, such as your partner, your housemate, a family member or a close friend. Then book in a date a month into the project when you'll share aspects of your work publicly. This may mean a public performance. It might mean posting on social media as a post or even a filmed reading or performance. The next stage after this is to look for peer support. So you may be able to find this through a local or online writing group, but you may need to create your own. This could simply be a few friends who also share your love of writing and reading. So find a regular day, even once a month, where you can share your work and offer genuine feedback to others. Before you reach this point, you have to ask yourself, are you ready to hear what people truly think of your work? Will you be offended if people suggest changes or ask for clarity? It might be useful for you to also ask them questions about your work. What do they consider to be the main theme? How do they feel after hearing or reading your work? What do they think the intentions of the piece were? You may even ask them to clarify what you meant in certain places. Their interpretation may vary from yours, which would be really useful for you to know. Once you've established a weekly time for you to write and write towards a goal, it's time to put feelers out for other opportunities. So this could be literary publications or websites. It could be performing at gigs or submitting a larger manuscript. Arts Council England's listings is ideal for finding opportunities. The trick is to always have a submission out there or a booking lined up. So once one submission gets rejected or accepted, make sure you fire out another one. And once it's out there, try and forget all about it. There are plenty of open mics around for you to try your hand at. This is a great way to get noticed and picked up as a headliner. But it's also a safe, inclusive space to hone your craft. Practice engaging with an audience and try your work on new crowds. Simply search for spoken word events on Facebook and on the internet. You'll find all sorts of events coming up. Once you start performing and adding more fellow poets on social media, you'll discover all sorts of new events and opportunities. Opportunities are vast and endless, so we don't tend to keep lists of these things. It all depends on what you want to do with your work. But we do share potential submission opportunities with people on our writing courses. So if you follow us on Facebook, we'll share writing opportunities and resources there. If you fancy doing another online session, we also have videos on approaching the blank page, an introduction to therapeutic writing, performance, and editing your work. You can also keep up to date with our free courses, upcoming anthologies, and opportunities on our website and social media channels.